What is going on, everyone? RJ here, and in today's video we are going to go ahead and go over a topic that I'm really passionate about and something I take very seriously as not only an investor on the equities and real estate side, but obviously on the crypto and DeFi side as well. Now, this form of attack can leave anyone insanely vulnerable and have access to not only your cryptos and investments, but other bank accounts and email addresses and anything tied to your phone number as well. And of course, that attack is known as a SIM swap. Now, obviously, before we get started, if you guys haven't already, please consider smashing that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you guys are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload new content. We do have a very important topic to cover here today, so without further ado, let's dive right on in to the flight deck. Welcome to the flight deck, everyone. So let's go ahead and go over what exactly is the cyber attack known as a SIM swap. Now, before we understand what a SIM swap is, we have to know what a SIM card is. For those of you that do not know, you probably just know that it's just that tiny little micro card that plops in and out of your Android phone or your iPhones, and it's what gives you access to make and receive phone calls, right? But let's dive a little bit deeper into that. So here it is. It says, what is a SIM card and what does it do? And of course, here they break it down in the most easiest form possible. So here it says, in layman's terms, a SIM, or a subscriber identity module card, is a tiny portable memory chip that stores information about you as a cell phone user. On it, there's a 17-digit code that designates its country code of origin, the system carrier such as AT&T or Verizon, and a unique user ID. You may wonder, who cares about this code? A valid question, and guess what phone carriers do? It's how they attribute cell phone bills and charge us. Above all else, SIM cards are super handy because they can be easily transferred from one device to another. Just like in my opening story, all that you need to do is take it out of one phone and slip it into the new one. By making the switch, most, if not all, of your contacts and personal settings will transfer with it, making life all the easier. Now, of course, that last part right there is also the exploit and the vulnerability, and why SIM swap activity is escalating year after year, because it is so easy to do so. So now that we know what a SIM card is, what exactly is the attack known as a SIM swap? So according to the article over here on Norton, titled "What is SIM swapping?" if we scroll down here, we will see how SIM swapping works. A SIM swap scam happens when criminals take over control of your phone by tricking your carrier to connect your phone number to a SIM card on their possession. These scammers basically take over control of your mobile's phone number. To steal your number, scammers start by gathering as much personal information as they can find and then engaging in social engineering. First, the scammers call your mobile carrier, impersonating you and claiming to have lost or damaged their, aka really your, SIM card. They then ask the customer service representative to activate a new SIM card in the fraudster's possession. This ports your telephone number to the criminal's device, which contains the scammer's own SIM card. Once your carrier completes this request, all phone calls and text messages that are supposed to go to you will now instead go to the scammer's device. Just like that. So obviously, let's take a break right here and let's gather our thoughts and put it into perspective on how actually it pertains to us as an investor and us as a user. Okay, so first and foremost, let's say me, for example, especially high profile people or high target people like YouTubers or content creators and stuff like that are easily really targeted, and therefore we have to protect ourselves. But not only content creators, but pretty much every single person out there is susceptible to a SIM swap attack. So let's say I'm just minding my own business, I'm creating videos, and all of a sudden someone who really wanted to target me was able to get a hold of key pieces of information, called into my carrier provider, pretended to be me, and said, hey, listen, the SIM card I have was either it fell out and into the water, and so I need to activate my new SIM card. My carrier will then say, okay, read me the SIM card number so I can activate that. And now once they activate that, that scammer or that fraudster now has access to all my phone calls and text messages. So why is this bit important? It's important because if you have SMS-based two-factor authentication, meaning if you log into your bank account and in order to authenticate yourself, they have to send a text message to your phone to verify yourself. Now they can go into my bank accounts, they can go into my crypto exchanges and say, hey, I need to authenticate, I need to log in, and they're gonna hit forgot password, and it's gonna say, hey, listen, we're gonna send you a two-factor code on your phone, please verify the code. Now that the fraudsters have successfully accessed my SIM card and my phone number, that SMS text message, the two-factor authentication, is now going to go to the fraudster's phone number. And that is how easy it is. Now they have access to not only my exchanges, my bank accounts, but now they can continue to drain every single account that they can access using my phone number and using the SMS-based two-factor authentication. This is a real problem that we have today, and we're going to go over a couple articles here right now to share with you guys exactly just how much of an issue this is and how fast it's growing. So in this article, it says FBI criminals escalating SIM swap attacks to steal millions of dollars. The federal agency says hundreds of victims have lost money due to scams over a 2-year span. Did you guys know that 8 out of 10 people that get attacked for SIM swap is successful? 8 out of 10 is successful. That is a scary and an alarming statistic. If we go to the next one, SIM card swap scams on the rise. FBI warns 68 million stolen in 2021. $68 million has been stolen because of SIM swap. So obviously this is an issue that's continuing to escalate and continue to go up. And this attack is just so easy to do. I mean, someone just has to call in and say, hey, my SIM card is broken or it got damaged. I want to activate a new SIM card. That is it. They just have to verify a couple pieces of information that they have gathered. This social engineering and phishing for pieces of information to be able to impersonate you. And that's it. They have access to your information. And that alone is very scary. Now, it's not all morbid and it's not all darkness and shadows. There is an easy and affordable way to really address SIM swapping. And not only that, the cost alone gives you peace of mind. It gives me peace of mind. So what exactly are we talking about here? We're talking about the company called Efani. And I will leave official links down in the description below for you guys to use so you guys know that you are being directed towards the correct website. And that link will be in the description below, which will get you to the efani.com/RJ. Again, it is efani.com/RJ, which will redirect you guys towards my personal landing page over there with Efani. I have been using Efani since January of this year. And I'm telling you now, since I started my YouTube journey June of last year, I know all the risks. I know all the baggage that comes with being a content creator and being a public figure in terms of the YouTube space. Now, the one thing I was always scared about is obviously I'm always protected by VPN. Okay, so, you know, all those issues you hear about people being swatted where a SWAT team comes to your house because some person called a prank on you because they were able to obtain your IP address publicly. I was always scared of that, so I always covered myself with AtlasVPN. Second, I've always had a very uneasy thought about SIM swapping because that alone is a very easy attack to orchestrate. And so I saw Efani and I looked into it and I did my own research. So let's go over Efani together and let's go ahead and spread some knowledge and some education on how you can give yourself peace of mind on why this secure mobile service provider is absolutely the best in my opinion. So if we go here, Efani is guaranteed protection against SIM swaps. Safeguard your email, your crypto, your bank, your proprietary data with the Safe Plan, the world's most secure mobile service provider. And if we scroll down here, we will see what exactly is the Safe Plan with Efani. So with the Safe Plan, it is $99 a month per line. But what does that come with? It comes with unlimited call, it comes with unlimited text, and unlimited data. What they don't showcase in here is they also have a hotspot, which is super important to me because if I'm in an area that doesn't have Wi-Fi, I can use my mobile device as a hotspot to connect my laptop or my iPad. It also has international data roaming, which worked wonders for me because, as you guys know, I just came from a UK trip and it had international data roaming, so I was able to use my phone out over there. It's got 5G network speeds, availability, and ultra low latency. And here is the icing on the cake. For some unknown reason, if you do happen to get SIM swapped while you are using Efani as your secure mobile service provider, you have protection up to $5 million in insurance. So let's read that again. Protected by a $5 million insurance policy. So not only do you have peace of mind knowing that you are not susceptible to any SIM swaps, but in case you do, you are protected up to $5 million. That alone is worth the peace of mind. So let's continue to scroll down here. So $99 per phone line, all taxes included, 60-day, 100% money back guarantee. So you are allowed to try this for 60 days and know that if for some unknown reason you don't like the service or you don't like what's going on, you can always get your money back 100% guaranteed within 60 days. Encrypted SIM cards included, passionate 24/7, 365-day customer support. And I know this because I called on a weekend one time on an evening to enable my data roaming. And yes, someone picked up the phone. His name was Will. And we went ahead and exchanged the information that I needed exchanged for him to enable the international data roaming. And that was that on a weekend, on an evening. So yes, 24/7, 365-day customer support. And obviously no contract. So you're not contracted in for a year or 2 years like that. If at any time you want to cut Efani and go back to another service provider that is susceptible to a SIM swap, you can do that if you wish to do so. So how exactly does Efani work? Let's go a little bit deeper into here. So here's how mobile security works. Efani completely replaces your current mobile plan with a service from either of the top 2 networks in the USA. Right now, Verizon and AT&T, which are the top 2 100%. Your service plan has an unprecedented extra level of protection between you and the cyber criminals, including protection from SIM swaps. You can keep your phone and your phone number, or we can give you an absolutely new number if you wish to do so. We provide you with an encrypted SIM card. It's easy to get started because the porting process just takes 10 minutes. Absolutely, I went ahead and called into my service provider, said, hey, listen, I want you to release my number. And then once they released it, told Efani, they started the process. 10 minutes later, my phone number was over and moved over to Efani. And if we continue to scroll down here, we will see some testimonials, and then we're going to see some alarming statistics where every second 3 Americans become victims of cyber crimes. And I know this is a little hard to read, but if you see, if intruders can access your phone, your valuable information becomes theirs to use in any way they want. And some of those key pieces of information that we went ahead and covered earlier was, of course, cryptocurrency exchange access, client sensitive information, banking information, compromising media files, and of course, obviously intellectual properties such as like whatever sensitive pieces of information you have. And if we continue to scroll down here, we will see that Efani has made the news several times, and they do have several articles on them. But the next thing I really want to touch on is when I invest in a company or when I trust my services with a company, I want to know about the leadership team. You guys already know that this is something very, very consistent with how my investment strategies work. So let's go ahead and meet the Efani team here. So here's the leadership team. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people, Steve Jobs. And so here's the CEO and founder, Hasib Awan. Meet our team. Hasib has a track record of 2 successful business exits and has raised over $100 million in venture capital. He is among the earliest entrepreneurs in the blockchain space, is an investor in 30 plus companies, and an advisor to over 10 companies. Has been named among the top 100 global influencers in fintech by Growth Gorilla. As a co-founder of BitAccess, a leading Bitcoin ATM manufacturer, he put together a team that grew their customer base from 0 to 4 million users and expanded their business into 15 countries across 4 continents within 18 months. Hasib earned a master's degree in engineering management, and he also studied financial markets from Yale University, and he also holds a project management professional designation. He is a Y Combinator and Next Founder alumnus. So Hasib is obviously more than qualified and has an insane and stacked track record and a stacked resume. Now, I was able to view their website prior to them making this change, and the most important thing to know here is why Hasib ended up founding Efani. And it's because Hasib was actually not once, not twice, but multiple times has been a victim of SIM swapping. And so after he had realized that, okay, this is a little ridiculous, that it is almost too easy to be SIM swapped. And so he took it upon himself to create the world's most secure cell phone provider there is. And I mean, it would frustrate me too, right? It not only takes a toll on you financially, but it also takes a toll on you physically and mentally when you know that you've been drained and every single account that you have has been compromised. And now you have to battle to get that access back from the impersonators and the fraudsters and the scammers. And so that is the CEO and founder, Hasib. And then if you scroll down here, you'll see I've spoken with Mark before. He is the general manager. He was the one that really introduced me to Efani and gave me the background and what they are all about. I currently work with Danny over here, who is the VP of marketing. And before that, I had physically spoken with Will and done FaceTime with him. So I've spoken to the leadership and the team on Efani, and you can sense the passion and obviously the enthusiasm on the work that they do and the work and service that they provide. So obviously, with that being said, if you guys choose to give Efani a try, I will leave official links down in the description below so you guys know that you are clicking the correct link and not a phishing link to head over to the Efani side, where I do have my own splash page. So if we click here, you guys will see obviously protect your crypto with the world's most secure mobile phone service, and the UI on this is very user friendly. So if you just scroll down, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. You'll just select one of the two carriers that has the best coverage all over the US, which is AT&T and Verizon, and then you get to choose monthly or annual and how many lines you guys want to choose. And if you scroll down here, just continue filling out the pieces of information. I agree, along with a credit card. And then if you scroll down here, secure your phone the way RJ does. And I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you guys choose to use the link, that is the best way to really support the channel because it's of no extra cost to you guys. And then I just get a small kickback, obviously, for you guys using the referral link and supporting the channel, which is obviously always greatly appreciated. But yeah, again, you know, that link to this splash page is efani.com/RJ. Again, it is efani.com/RJ. And that should be it. Again, if you guys are interested in that, my link will be in the description below. Again, just so everyone is very clear, I personally use Efani, and the peace of mind that it has given me is really, there's no words that can describe it, because at any given moment, someone who decided to attack my phone number or someone who said, hey, you know what? You look like a good candidate to perform a SIM swap, there's really not much one person can do about it. If they really want to go after you and they see that, hey, they were able to collect enough pieces of information to see that, okay, this person holds a couple 100,000 or a couple million in crypto. Let's go ahead and start the process. Let's get some social engineering going on. Let's start extracting pieces of information. Once they've done that, they will go ahead and call your service provider, your mobile service provider. They're going to go ahead and impersonate you. Get that SIM card swapped over, start extracting your information, start draining your cryptocurrency, start maxing your credit cards. And it's just a hassle that you can easily avoid if you choose to protect yourself. Now, you guys have already known this since the very beginning, that I have been preaching this kind of security since the very beginning. If you guys are a big proponent in cryptocurrency and you guys want to unbank yourself, you have to take those layers of security and those layers of precaution that you are normally protected by if you choose to go with a bank. Now, if you are choosing to have that responsibility yourself, you have to take that responsibility seriously and obviously do what you need to do to make sure that you can avoid being a victim of this cyber attack known as SIM swapping. hardware wallets, secure mobile service providers is the easiest way to really protect yourself on the front lines, because obviously hardware wallets will keep your private keys offline so any network hacker can't find it locally on your computer. And then Efani obviously securing your cell phone and your plan as well so that no one can get access to it. So if you guys did enjoy that video, please consider smashing that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you guys did enjoy the information and you found yourselves learning something new, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload new content. If you guys have any other questions, just please post them in the comment section below. Life is too freaking short, so eat some delicious food, drink some delicious drinks, do some good in the world, spread some positive vibes, and I'm going to see everyone on the next crypto video next time.